All right, Michael, let's start with that question before we get into the legality or the lack of gun safety practices that this couple displayed. What would leftists have them do? I mean, is it white privilege to defend oneself now?
It's simply not permitted by the leftist culture. Forget about what the law says. That's what the mob says and the people who are enforcing the laws. I'm not sure that they would be able to file an insurance claim afterwards. We've seen this violent mob kill people over the past several weeks. We've seen this happen in the Chaz occupied zone and elsewhere. So there is really no choice left for people like the McCloskeys, and we should all be defending them right now, regardless of their trigger discipline or any of their other gun safety measures. We are told now that the mobs are going to be allowed to run and rampage and loot and shoot and steal things and burn down buildings and tear down statues. We are told that the police have to stand down. We are told that if the police use force, they themselves will be brought up on murder charges. And we are told that the police are going to be defunded. AOC said it today. Defund the police means defund the police. So what is left? People must have some final right to protect themselves. This situation that we find ourselves in is precisely the purpose of the Second Amendment. And if we are not defending the McCloskeys for defending their own lives and livelihoods, then we couldn't say that we're defending the Second Amendment or the Constitution at all.
Right. And by the way, if the left succeeds, God forbid, in defunding or disbanding the police, make no mistake, we will all be the St. Louis gun couple. We will all be left with nothing left but to defend ourselves with firearms in our own home. All right, so talk about the Castle Doctrine. So the legality of this. Unfortunately, the circuit attorney, her name is Kimberly Gardner, said that she is now investigating the McCloskeys for, I believe, brandishing weapons. She's investigating to see if there's any evidence that she could use to prosecute them, to see if they violated the law. The Castle Doctrine essentially is every man's home is his castle, therefore you have a right to defend it. But it's even more generous legally in Missouri than it is in other states. Explain that to us.
Well, the issue here is both one of the law and how the law is enforced, right? I mean, and I think this is the point that a lot of people are missing. So you might have the Castle Doctrine. You might be told that, yes, indeed, a man has a right to defend his own property. But there's the law on the paper, and then there's how that's practically enforced. And clearly, it is not going to be enforced here. The mob and the politicians, and probably the judges, too, are going to try to destroy these people's lives. And these people, by the way, appear to be Democrats. They seem to have donated to Act Blue and other Democratic institutions. They've said that they believe in Black Lives Matter, which is a radical Marxist organization that we've talked about on this very show. So I think that is the big issue here. By the letter of the law, these people are absolutely fine. But how is that going to be enforced by the circuit attorney and other politicians? They're going to try to ruin their lives, and they're going to try to ruin the rest of our lives, too, if we stand up against the mob.